Good afternoon, everybody in Asia. Hope everyone is all well and good out there, and good morning to Ireland as well. Okay, everybody, what have we got today? We have an amazing show for you today. We have the final episode in the Discover of the Island of Ireland series. We're going to bring you to see the beautiful Julie Hutton at the Game of Thrones studio tour. We've then got the Doolin Ferry Company, who's going to show us all these beautiful ferry journeys to the island of Aran Islands and also the Cliffs of Moher. We're going to visit the Rowan Co Distillery with Hanny, and then finally we've got an outstanding experience at Malzard's Pub with Fred Malzard showing us the hurling experience. Of course, later on, Mickey will also have a presentation with some recommended itineraries. We'll do some polling, and finally, as you all know, we have our famous prize quiz. So guys, this is a webinar, so you're going to see the Q&A box and the chat box, okay? Q&A box, of course, please give us your questions and we will definitely bring those to the presenters later to come back to you for the answers. For the chat box, this is of course going to be used for the quiz later on, but I'd like to get you all a little bit excited now, a little bit active. Please put your fingers on the keyboards now and type in hello, hello in the chat box. Let's see, make sure everyone's awake out there. Right, excellent. That's what we want to see, engagement. For sure, we will be collecting the materials and sending them out to the audience after the show. So, why do we recommend Ireland as your first choice for a destination for traveling? Well, as I've got this picture here, you can taste it, you can experience it, you can feel it, and you can really live it. This is a really fantastic destination for a very good experience. And we know now that the travel is returning and business is back. So I hope all of you will be able to make your UK Ireland itineraries and really get the business going in this direction. The show must go on. Now I'd like to introduce our great friend from Tourism Ireland, Mr. Stephen Bradley.
Hi Tim, thanks for that, and thanks everyone for joining today. So let me just share my screen, get my presentation up. Can everyone see that okay?
Perhaps share again because it's playing in transition.
Ah, right, yes, of course, yeah. Sorry, bear with me just a second here. Is that okay, or is that still in the presenter mode?
Do you have two screens open? Maybe you just have one.
Yes, I do, yeah. Hold on a second. Can you see that okay now?
Perfect.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. So hello everyone again, and thanks to Tim and the team at Mickey for facilitating this, which is our fifth and final episode in the series where we featured the island of Ireland. And we have looked at many fantastic regions in Ireland. And a special thanks as well to our presenters today from Ireland, who I have with me on here today. And they'll be showcasing some amazing products for you on the island of Ireland. And I know some of you have been with us before doing this. And sorry, is my screen moving there at all? No. Hold on, bear with me just a second again. Okay, and can you see the second screen here, okay, Tim?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. All right, so a very warm welcome to all of you, like I said, here today. And Ireland itself is very famous for its warm welcome all over the world. It is the fun, warmth and wisdom of the people that makes the island of Ireland so special for people to visit. And it's something that people take away from their visit to Ireland. It's something that they remember is the hospitality and the warmth of the people. So where is Ireland? So a very important question. Ireland is situated on the west of Europe, and it is very close to some major hubs across Europe, such as London, Paris and Amsterdam. So we're only an hour's flight away from London and less than 2 hours from Paris, and some of the other key major hubs there in Europe are in very close proximity. So it doesn't take long to get to Ireland if you are in Europe on holiday. So just another thing just to add to that then, so COVID rules in Ireland are completely removed now, so it is very easy to get to Ireland. Access there is very good, and to get to Ireland, obviously, you need to travel by either ferry or plane. So on the island of Ireland itself, we have Northern Ireland, and we also have the Republic of Ireland. And further, just to break that down further, we have our various experience brands on the island. So in Northern Ireland, we have Belfast, and we also have Northern Ireland's Embrace the Giant Spirit. And then in the Republic of Ireland, then we have Dublin, the Wild Atlantic Way, Ireland's Hidden Heartlands, Ireland's Ancient East. So I know some of you have been on some of those other webinars that we've done over the last number of months, and you will have seen some of those experiences there within those brands as well. So today's I'm joined by some excellent experiences, as you can see there, and they'll be presenting for you in just a few moments. So you're going to hear from Game of Thrones Studio Tour, you're going to hear from Doolin Ferry Company, Rowan Co, Malzard's Pub and Hurling Experience. Just the four we have today for you. Some fantastic experiences, and they're going to showcase those products for you in just a few moments. So why would you want to choose Ireland, and why would your clients want to choose Ireland? So it's a very special place for us to sell Ireland, and we think it's absolutely fantastic, and we just love our country. So and we would love to share this with you as well. So there's many different reasons why you would want to pick Ireland as a destination to come to. So we've got many different landscapes and views which are absolutely spectacular and very photographic and Instagrammable, which is of course a huge thing to do. And so some of the main things within the landscapes and views that you would want to see would be the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, Cliffs of Moher in the south and on the Wild Atlantic Way, and also things like Slieve League as well. So some fantastic things to photograph when you come to Ireland. Our culture in Ireland is famous all over the world, and we've got many different fantastic poets and authors such as James Joyce. We've got many different fantastic festivals. Our music is famous all over the world. We've got some great museums in Ireland. And then, of course, St. Patrick's Day as well is famous all over the world and is celebrated in many different countries on that day in March. We're also famous for, in Ireland, some great film and TV locations, such as, if you're into Star Wars and Game of Thrones particularly, some great settings there we have in Ireland where the movies and TV series were filmed, and you'll hear more about Game of Thrones in just a few moments in one of our presentations today. So food and drink on the island of Ireland is absolutely amazing. We are very proud of our food and drink culture, and this is something that is shared and experienced by people who come to the island of Ireland. They like to try the local cuisine, and it's some of the best seafood in the world we have here. we're known for that. We're also known for like our farming products, and also we have a lot of like distilleries where you can go whiskey drinking and things like that, and do the tours of the distilleries. And then of course we have our famous Guinness beer, which is sold all over the world in many different pubs, restaurants, all the world over. Like I said, it's one of the most famous beverages you can get essentially, and it's from the island of Ireland itself. So if you're into more kind of soft adventure activities, Ireland is also the place to come for that. There's, we're surrounded by the sea. You can go kayaking, as you can see there, horse riding on the beach as well. And we've got many different amazing hiking trails along cliffs or mountains or simply through the countryside and forest land as well. We've got a lot of built heritage, so both old and new built heritage. And we've got so many castles and cathedrals and old monuments and ruins spread throughout the island of Ireland that are absolutely steeped in history, and plenty of photo opportunities there as well with all of those. And you can even stay in some of the manor houses and things as well in Ireland for the more luxury side of things. And some newer heritage that we have is the Titanic Museum in Belfast. It was built just over 10 years ago now. It's a great museum there, and a world-class facility there, and well worth a visit if you're in Belfast. So those are some of the reasons why you would want to come to Island of Ireland. So we would like to help you, to help your clients choose the Island of Ireland, and you can do that by using some of our trade resources that we have here in Tourism Ireland. So we have our toolkit, where you can use some of our brand messaging, and we've got our logos, which you can use loads of still images on our content pool as well, along with a lot of videos which you can use just to help bring things to life. We've got plenty of GIFs and also Zoom backgrounds as well for your webinars, and you can find that toolkit then just on the website there, trade.ireland.com. You can also sign up to this website as well for all the latest news in the island of Ireland and any updates on new products and the like on the island of Ireland as well, and all of our trade news. So it's a very simple process. You just sign up to it, create an account, and then you can access all of that from there. And as you can see there on the screen, there's a couple of contacts for you in Tourism Ireland. My colleague T Henry at tourismireland.com, and then myself, S Bradley at tourismireland.com. So if you need us, that's you know where we are. So that is everything from myself. So I would like to so that's everything from myself. So thanks for listening, and I would like to pass you on to the first presentation of the day, and I would like to bring you to Adele at Doolin Ferry. Hi, Adele.
Actually, it's Judy.
Judy, sorry, yes, Judy. Sorry, my apologies. Judy at Game of Thrones, how are you?
Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Judy, and this is my friend, One the Giant, and we represent Game of Thrones Studio Tour. Thank you so much to Mickey Travel and Tourism Ireland for giving us the opportunity to present to you today. We are live today from beyond the wall in Westeros, also known as Banbridge, County Down, Northern Ireland. You may or may not be familiar with the Emmy Award-winning TV series by HBO, Game of Thrones, which ran for 10 years beginning in 2011, with 8 seasons and 72 incredible episodes. It was and remains a phenomenally successful series and has evolved into an unforgettable part of television history, with over 40 million followers worldwide. To introduce you to the themes of the show, I would like to run a short video.
fights people. Armies. Gold. Flags. Stories. We're in the great game now. And the great game is terrifying.
Power is a curious thing. It's a trick. A shadow on the wall. Power resides where men believe it resides.
I shall wear no crowns and win no glory. I am the shield
that guards the realms of men.
Do you know what the realm is? It's a lie. It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. Only the ladder is real. The climb is all there is.
Lannister, Stark, Tyrell, Baratheon. They're all just spokes on a wheel, crushing those on the ground. I'm not going to stop the wheel. I'm going to break the wheel.
This isn't about noble houses. This is about the living and the dead.
The same thing is coming for all of us.
The enemy is real. It's always been real.
Dead men, dragons, and dragon queens. Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat it.
The Seven Kingdoms needs a monarch who can inspire the people. The King of the North! A ruler loved by millions.
You stand in the presence of the Mother of Dragons. Together, we will save this country from those who would destroy it.
For centuries, our families fought against their common enemy. We need to do the same if we're going to survive.
Death is coming for everyone and everything. The darkness that will swallow the dawn.
If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.
I hope that has given you a good insight into the storylines, drama, fantasy, and epic magnitude of the series. And for those of you who have seen it, you may find yourself beginning to watch it all over again. I'd now like to share my screen and tell you a little bit about our studio tour here in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland was home to over 80% of the filming of the entire series, and our film studios became home to the majority of the indoor filming scenes. Northern Ireland has in fact become known as Game of Thrones territory for its iconic indoor and outdoor filming locations used during those 10 incredible years. Our venue at Linen Mill Studios was one of the actual filming studios, and we have made some adaptations to officially open our doors to everyone just in February past. So we are brand new. We are the world's only officially licensed by Warner Media Game of Thrones studio tour. We are a sizable venue at over 110,000 square feet, and we are home to the world of Westeros, where you can step onto the actual sets of King's Landing, Winterfell, Dragonstone, the Wall where we are at the moment, and beyond. To give you an idea of our exact location within the island of Ireland, we do sit on the east of Ireland, right between Dublin, which would be approximately 90 minutes by car south of us, and Belfast to the north, about 40 minutes away, with motorway access in both directions. So great access routes from the two international airports for your clients from Dublin, coming into Dublin and Belfast International. So what will you see when you get here? What is our experience all about? It's a true peek behind the scenes to discover all the elements that went into bringing the epic world of Game of Thrones completely to life. You can walk through the original sets, including the iconic Great Hall at Winterfell, where Jon Snow himself was proclaimed King in the North. You can view the genuine set pieces, including the imposing Dragonstone throne, and of course, the infamous Iron Throne itself. You can see for yourself the intricate detail and artistry involved in the creation of the costumes, the weapons, and the props. Imagined totally by award-winning designers and artisans, many of which came from our very own island here. To summarize some of the key facts, it is a self-guided studio tour. We would recommend an average of 2.5 hours to complete, but it's totally up to your client and your schedule and how long you have to spend here. An avid fan could easily spend at least half a day and more. We do offer bespoke packages and events for small groups up to large corporate events. So if you have something specific that you would like, please do feel free to get in touch with Mickey Travel and we can arrange that for you. We are a family-friendly experience. I know Game of Thrones was certainly not for the faint-hearted, but we are a PG-rated tour and the kids are really loving the experience. It's like walking onto a movie set in Hollywood. There are 2 professional photographic green screen experiences. Again, much fun to be had with these, available also. And of course, that famous shot, which you can have on the Iron Throne itself. We have 2 on-site food and beverage outlets. One is a grab-and-go cafe facility in our main reception. And we also have a full-service studio cafe about half an hour into our tour. These areas are also fully licensed for alcohol. We would like to emphasize that we are totally committed to sustainability. We have encountered many things whilst making the facility open to the public, and in doing so, we encourage our staff, our guests, to take part in our great sustainability journey as it continues on. I would now like to play a short video of our actual studio tour itself.
On mute, Judy. Judy, on mute.
Apologies, everyone. We have just started going to work here, One and I. So please come to Ireland and embrace a giant spirit at Game of Thrones Studio Tour.
Thanks, Judy, for that, for showcasing what is a fantastic experience. And I was there just a couple of months ago myself, and it's definitely right up there with some of the best studios. And there was a fantastic new product, just greatly situated just between Belfast and Dublin. You know, if you're making that journey between the two cities, it's not far off, and definitely worth a visit en route. So thanks, Judy, for that. And now I would like to pass you to Adele at Doolin Ferry. Hi, Adele.
Good morning, Stephen. Thank you very much for the introduction. Guys, I will just share my screen and we'll take it from there. Judy was a hard act to follow, but I'll certainly do my best. Now, 2 seconds. Now, hopefully everybody can see that and we're good to go. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and greetings from beautiful Doolin, Ireland. My name is Adele Vaughan and I am the Business Development Manager with Doolin Ferry. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon and the opportunity to present to you today. I am delighted to get to showcase to you one of Ireland's true hidden gems. But first, I would like to start with the traditional Aran Islands welcome, Díogait agus fáilte, which means hello and welcome. Doolin Ferry sailed to the magnificent Aran Islands and offer a completely unique cruise underneath Ireland's most visited natural attraction, the Cliffs of Moher. This video will give you a better idea for what we do.
The anticipation, the discovery, the freedom, exploring new places, experiencing a different way of living, creating memories that will last forever. Wherever you are, it will be here and now. We can make the whole world a paradise, an adventure, if we live as intensely and absolutely now. Whether it's a short drive or half the world away, you define your experience. You create your story. Where's your next adventure?
Great. So we operate from Doolin, one of the most beautiful, quaint villages in Ireland, where spectacular scenery, fresh air, green open spaces, culture and tradition thrive. Doolin is located on the Wild Atlantic Way, which is one of the longest and most scenic driving routes in the world. Doolin Ferry offer a stunning cruise underneath Ireland's most loved and visited natural attraction, the Cliffs of Moher, which forms part of the Burren UNESCO Global Geopark site. Or alternatively, feel the fresh air on your face as you sail just 15 minutes to the Aran Islands, named one of the top 15 islands in the world by Big 7 Travel. But why visit? What makes them so special? The Aran Islands are one of Ireland's most iconic locations. This is the real Ireland, bursting with traditional culture and heritage. Gaelic, our native language, is still spoken by the islanders, and traditional music can be heard in the atmospheric bars. Sail back thousands of years to this living museum and see traditional stone cottages with thatched roofs and flag stone floors. Experience a slower way of life, which is no longer visible on the mainland of Ireland. The stone fort of Dúnaingeas, which you can see on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, the second from the right, dates all the way back to 1100 BC. And the views from there are simply spectacular and will take your breath away. Along with that, you'll see churches, relics, ruins, and castles of huge historical integrity. As well as that, beautiful beaches, shipwrecks, lighthouses, and much more means there's something for everyone, no matter where your interests lie. To get around, you can enjoy a guided horse and carriage tour. You can rent a bike or take a minibus tour or simply walk. The islands pride themselves on their delicious locally sourced food. Fresh fish and shellfish, such as lobster, crab, and oysters, are a speciality and must be sampled when you're on the islands. Our popular Cliffs of Moher cruise is short in time, but has no shortage of thrills. Make sure you bring your camera on this 1 hour round trip, which includes multilingual guided commentary. I'm going to play a short video of what you can expect on that tour now. So lots of thrills to be had on our private speedboat. As you saw there, really lovely experience, very popular with our more discerning clients who would like something private, bespoke, customized. So that vessel that you saw in the last video takes up to 10 passengers. We operate 5 boats and counting at the moment, the largest of which takes up to 300 passengers. So something for everyone. The next video is actually something I shot yesterday, especially for the presentation this morning. It's a VIP group that we had on board yesterday. We got some incredible footage down by the Cliffs of Moher with the amazing bird life, the nesting birds with their tens of thousands of chicks there yesterday. So I thought it might be nice to show you guys this morning to give you a better feel for what we can do there. So that's the next one. Lots of selfie spots on this tour. Certainly something different. So back to the Cliffs of Moher cruise and what you can see on that tour. So on this tour, you will see the Harry Potter Sea Cave, the fascinating sea arch, and the sea stacks. Wonder at Ireland's largest seabird colony, where thousands of nesting birds, including the adorable puffins, come every year to lay their eggs and have their chicks. Dolphins love to swim and have fun alongside our vessels, and we even spot basking sharks and whales on occasion. Our crew are extremely friendly, knowledgeable, and helpful, and will inform and entertain with lots of information on the fascinating history, geology, bird life, and wildlife of the area, as well as lots of fun facts. Keep everybody entertained. Very popular among our more discerning clients is our private speedboat, which takes up to 10 passengers, which we saw in the second last video. So every itinerary is customized to each group's specific requirements. The Seaferry vessel is available to hire from as little as 1 hour 1 hour right up to full day hire, with lots of optional add-ons available to make the experience extra special. How about a local artisan picnic or fresh oysters and champagne as you sail underneath the cliffs of Moher? Sounds pretty good. So established in 1970, this second generation family business is run by father and son, Bill and Liam O'Brien, and they pride themselves on giving the warmest welcome in Ireland to each and every passenger. I am very proud to say that we have been awarded Best Boat Tour and Cruise Company of the Year for Ireland 2022, which is a fabulous endorsement of our large, fast, comfortable fleet, our customer service, and our exceptional tours. Our boats take up to 250 passengers to 300, have Wi-Fi and charging stations, as well as an onboard bar. For your clients' comfort, we have state-of-the-art stabilization system, as well as anti-seasickness technology. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found my presentation interesting and insightful. My sincere thanks again for your attention, and I hope I get the opportunity to welcome you and your clients to Doolin, the Aran Islands and the Cliffs of Moher sometime soon. And to Momi and everybody at Mickey Travel, a pleasure to deal with as always. And to Stephen and Tim and everybody at Tourism Ireland, thank you so much for everything and for putting this all together. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, Adele, for that, for showcasing that fantastic, unique touring experience. Where, as you saw, you can see some iconic sites and some amazing views there on the island tours with Doolin Ferry. So, look, now I would like to pass you on to the next presentation with Hanny at Rowan Co. Hi, Hanny.
Good afternoon. Hi, Stephen. How are
Hello.
you? So I'm just going to share my screen here. Perfect. So firstly, I would like to thank Mickey Travel and Tourism Ireland for this wonderful opportunity to showcase our newest brand home and visitor attraction, Rowan Co Distillery, here in the heart of Dublin. I would also like to thank everyone here on this call taking the time today to expand your knowledge on what our wonderful country has to offer for visitors. And I hope you will get a chance to visit Ireland in the very near future. And before we begin, let me show you a short teaser that truly captures the immersive experiences that visitors can expect when they visit Rowan Co Distillery. So as you can see, the famous former Guinness Power Station was regenerated into a new visitor experience and urban distillery back in 2019, and we're happy to welcome visitors again since February 2022. This boutique experience allows visitors to get up close and personal with our remarkable distillery and whiskey. George Rowe helped build the golden era of Irish whiskey in the 19th century. His distillery at Thomas Street in Dublin extended over 17 acres and was Ireland's largest exporter of whiskey. As neighbours for hundreds of years, George Rowe and Guinness were the two biggest names at the heart of Dublin's historic brewing and distilling quarter. One thing we know for sure is that when visitors land in Dublin, among the top things to do on their trip will be to enjoy a pint of Guinness and try our famous Irish whiskey. And where else better to do this than here where it all began, at St. James's Gate. With Rowan Co Distillery ideally located just across the street from the Guinness storehouse, visitors can easily spend an afternoon in this neighborhood in Dublin we call the Liberties. During the tour at Rowan Co Distillery, visitors will learn about the history of George Rowe, explore the unique process that makes Rowan Co whiskey like no other, and can try out exciting distillery experiences, the flavors experience and the blending experience. The flavors experience is perfect for cocktail lovers who are eager to test their cocktail making skills and learn about the 5 key pillars of flavor: sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami. If you opt for the blending experience, you'll get an exclusive insight into Roe & Co 106 blend and learn how to craft the perfect old fashioned. Make sure to allow some extra time to enjoy some whiskey classics in the Powerhouse Bar or our beautiful garden terrace, where we also partner with local food vendors over the summer months to extend our offering. Our product offering to visitors span across multiple budgets and available for both FIT and private groups up to 16 people. The Powerhouse tours of the distillery are guided tours with a hands-on experience at the end. Therefore, all the tours are only available for adults. Tours take about 45 minutes, but most people spend at least 75 minutes at the distillery, relaxing with one of our Roe & Co signature serves in the show-stopping Powerhouse Bar. I am happy to say that as trade partners, you will have access to preferential rates for both groups and FIT. Our online booking portal that we only recently launched with the Guinness Storehouse at the moment, and will be adding Roe & Co and Smithwick's to it very, very soon as well. And access to our media library with co-brandable collateral to support your marketing needs. We recognize that you are a large key to our international markets and want to ensure that we can provide you with all the collateral that you need to be successful. And we now have a very special treat for everyone on this call. We are going to head over live to the Powerhouse Bar at Roe & Co Distillery, where Colin is going to give you a quick demonstration on how to make the perfect Roe & Co Irish coffee.
Thank you very much, Hanny. So we're finally here in the Powerhouse Bar in the Roe & Co Distillery. And here I'm going to show you how we make our perfect Roe & Co Irish coffee. It is fantastic to finally welcome you into the distillery itself. My name is Colin. I'm here in our Powerhouse Bar, and we are going to go through the making of a classic Irish whiskey cocktail, the Irish coffee, and we're going to show you how we do it. Here at the distillery, we're all about flavor. We're all about building around the flavor profile of the whiskey. We find this is a fantastic drink that brings loads of different elements into play. We have a little bit of bitterness, we have a little bit of sweetness, we have a touch of savory, we have a touch of acidity, and we bring that all together with a little touch of salt. Fantastic. So to start off, we're going to use a measure of Roe & Co blended Irish whiskey. So that's a 35 ml pour. To that, we are going to add some strong, robust espresso, about the same amount again, just over a double shot. Now, at this point, we are actually going to add just the tiniest little smidgen of salt. This is just going to bring all those other flavors together and really make a pronounced flavor profile in our Irish coffee. For a little bit of sweetness, we are going to use Demerara sugar. Now, Demerara sugar has a lovely depth. It's quite heavy, has a lovely kind of raisiny notes, a rich, heavy sweetness. And now we're going to add just a little drop of hot water. We don't want to over dilute those flavors. Here at the distillery, we're all about big, bold flavors. We use them in our cocktails here in the Powerhouse Bar. We use them when we create menus to pair with the different dishes that are presented at our food pop-ups. And we find it's a fantastic way to introduce people to Irish whiskey through the many different flavor profiles that you might see in the world of cocktails. Now, here at the distillery, we are lucky enough to have an amazing team of cocktail makers, bartenders, people who live and breathe hospitality, and we like to bring that to everything that we make and present to our guests here. Now, key to any Irish coffee is that gorgeous cream on top. It's like a pint of Guinness, you know, you drink through that creaminess, and it really brings that texture that brings the drink together. We use a little protein shaker to whip it up just perfectly. At home, you can use a myriad of different things. What can work is your cocktail shaker, and if you're lucky enough to have one of the little springs from a strainer. But we have everything we need just here. You want to shake it until it is relatively thick, almost the consistency of paint. And then, if done just right, we can lay it on top of our coffee and keep a perfect separation between the rest of the drink and the cream. So we're going to give it a go. I failed before, hopefully I don't do it this time. So we're going to use the back of the spoon just to brace the drop, and you can see that beautiful texture coming through and that beautiful separation. Glistening, gorgeous. What we need to do is we need to brighten it up a little bit of it. We need to liven it up, and we do that with the essential grating of nutmeg. So we have this special little nutmeg grater and some fresh nutmeg, and we're going to be very generous with our garnish. So we have all these elements here now. We have the Irish whiskey bringing through lovely rich vanilla and caramel notes, a little bit of wood spice. We have our espresso bringing through that rich, slightly acidic, bitter kind of density of flavor. We lengthen it with hot water, a little bit of demerara sugar, and then layer that cream on top. And then reminiscent of that wood spice, we bring through with the aroma of nutmeg. So that is the Roe & Co Irish Coffee. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for paying attention to me as I ramble on about Irish whiskey, as I often do. Sláinte.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I hope everyone will showcase their Irish coffee making skills next time you have dinner guests over. That was Roe & Co Distillery. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in Dublin soon.
Thanks, Hanny, for that. Showcasing yet another new experience on the island of Ireland. A great thing to do whenever you come here, and hopefully you all know how to make an Irish coffee. So finally now I'd like to hand you over to Fred at Malzard's Pub and Hurling Experience. Hi, Fred.
Good morning, Stephen. Thank you very much for the introduction, and good morning, Tim, and everybody else on the call. I'm just going to go to share screen here for a minute. Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Fred Malzard from Malzard's Pub and Hurling Experience in Ireland's ancient East. I would like to thank Mickey Travel and Tourism Ireland for the invite to meet you all here today. Our business is located in the small village of Stonyford, just off the M9 motorway from Dublin to Waterford, and only 10 minutes from the medieval city of Kilkenny, and just over 1 hour south of Dublin City. I am the 5th generation of my family to operate the business. I look at myself as the caretaker of the business and not the owner. And it is my wish that someday one of my 3 daughters will take over the family business and step into my shoes. When our guests first arrive, we introduce them to the family and tell them a little history about our village and our family and the importance of the pub and the role it plays in a rural village in Ireland. A pub in Ireland is not all about drinking. It is a place where people meet and share stories. It is a very important part of a rural community where stories are shared and great fun is had through dancing, singing, and other forms of entertainment. We then introduce our guests to the UNESCO recognized and protected sport of hurling. Firstly, we will have an audio-visual display in the pub, and following this, we will go out to the field where we will be joined by local experts, both young and old, to the rear of the property, and practice a few simple skills of the game, such as lifting, striking, and carrying. To round off our time on the field, we will have a small competition, and there will be an award presentation to the best hurler before everyone leaves. Following this, we will return inside to the pub, into our beautiful traditional parlour, where guests will have the opportunity, if they wish, to come behind the bar and pull their own pints of our renowned Guinness or Kilkenny beer. At this stage, our entertainers will take centre stage and sing songs and play tunes for the next hour. Our guests are invited to take up instruments and join in the fun. This is a very entertaining part of the experience. If it is required, we can also provide a light lunch for our guests. I am now going to play you a 3-minute video which needs no explanation whatsoever. It will show you the fun and joy on all our guest faces and will bring you on the complete Malzar's pub and hurling experience from the time you walk in the door until you leave the premises 90 minutes later. When this is finished, we will bring you live to the pub where we are lucky enough today to have a coach in. We will treat you to live entertainment with our house musicians, introduce you to the next generation of family, and we will also slip outside to the back and see 2 of our hurlers practicing their skills. We'll see you now in a few minutes.
Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed what you're after seeing there for the last 3 minutes. It's a taste of what Malzar's has to offer when you get here. We're back live now outside a pub, and we're quite lucky this morning. We have a tour in, so we're going to see a little bit of what's going to happen inside. So follow me on inside into the pub, and we'll bring you out the back, and we'll just show you some, and you'll actually get to meet the family on the way through. So follow in. This is my daughter Roisin, who hopefully someday will be the 6th generation of the family to take over the business, and my wife Bree down there. This is Paddy, my uncle, and Mick, another customer of the pub. So great to have you all here today. Thanks, lads. We'll go on out the back here. We'll just see some of the guys playing hurling. Before we get out here, there's a few pictures on the walls of all the hurling teams from Kilkenny all over the years. So just a little of that. This here is our outdoor area. It's quite airy and spacious. And some old memorabilia on the walls. Now we're going to meet the hurlers. Here's our local expert, Liam. How are you going, Liam? Whoops. You can't beat live television for going wrong. This is Liam. Liam's been hurling with us here for the last few years. Liam is 11 years of age. 12 years of age. And this is Neil, our other expert. So, oh, So look, this is part of what we do with people. We bring them out the back and we play a bit of hurling. So that'll be a taste of what you have to come when you get to Stonyford. So now we're going to head back inside and meet our musicians. We're just heading the back door. Just bear with us for a second here. I can hear the crack going inside. So. Get the music ready. So this, head back outside. Yeah, we'll go back outside now. Meet everyone. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, so that was our Irish dancer. So it's great to have her here this morning with us as well. So we'll head back outside the door. Now, that's great. That was just a little trip through Malzard's pub there. A little bit of what is in store for you when you get to see us. I hope you've enjoyed it. And really, look, we'll talk to you again soon. And I want to thank Tourism Ireland and Mickey Travel for this opportunity to just showcase what Malzards has to offer. So hopefully see you soon in Ireland's Ancient East. Thank you.
Great, thanks Fred for that, for showcasing that amazing experience there at Malzard's Pub in Herding. So definitely a unique experience, immersive into some Irish culture. So thanks to our presenters today, Judy, Adele, Hanny and Fred. Some great experiences there, as you can see, on the island of Ireland. And I know some of these have been with us through the whole series, and thank you all for joining us on that, in which we've showcased the whole island of Ireland. And hopefully we've given you something you can take away from that to your clients. And again, thanks to Mickey for hosting this as well. So now I'd like to hand back to Tim at Mickey Travel.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks very much, Stephen, and thanks to all the presenters for their exciting presentations and shows here. So everybody, I'm sure you've all been very excited and paying attention to more of this. Of course, the quiz will come later. I'm just going to give you some small presentation now as to how we can reach these places. First off, I just also want to say, I know all of you have various different backgrounds out there. Some of you are leisure, and some of you are more on the MICE and incentive business. Basically, all of the products that we've been showing in these episodes really suit both MICE, incentive, and also leisure. For example, if you wanted to offer a very beautiful natural experience or local experience, then the places that we've shown really suit those. And for MICE, you can certainly very much create a very great interactive and engaging experience for the customers at the end, who can really do some team building or some learning, self-learning. Okay, so let me just present you a couple of itineraries now. And before I start, let me just remind you all that some of the Asian nationalities can actually benefit from the short stay visa waiver program. So there was a question earlier, how can we get the visa for Ireland? Well, if you have the UK visa already, then you can go to irishimmigration.ie, coming to visit Ireland, short stay visa waiver program, and basically you can apply for the visa waiver. This is for groups arriving in Britain and leaving Britain and then connecting on to Ireland. And as I was sharing before, yes, normally the international journey to the UK from Asia, you're likely to land in either London or Manchester, Edinburgh or Glasgow. And then from there, we're going to take ferries across to Northern Ireland or the Republic of Ireland. So the first itinerary we have today, our tour starts in Edinburgh. in Scotland and overnights in Glasgow. We're then going to drive overland to Kenryan, sorry, and we're going to take a ferry to Larne, which is in Northern Ireland. And then we're going to go and have lunch in this area and continue to Belfast. We can have the sightseeing tour of Belfast, including the City Hall, the Cathedral, and maybe even other views of the city centre. And then we'll have dinner at the Asian restaurant. The next day in the morning, we can have a sightseeing tour in the Titanic Quarter with entrance to the Titanic Museum. And then early in the mid-morning, we can leave southwest for Portadown, which is just south of Lockney Lake. And this is where we can visit Longmeadow Farm. We can enjoy a traditional homemade lunch, Granny's traditional bread demo. Personally, I'd like to see that because I'm a fan of bread and cream and jam and all those different things. We then continue on to Armagh, which is the ecclesiastical capital of Ireland, and enjoy a walking tour with a local guide. You can see the beautiful Armagh Cathedral and Market Square, which embodies this historic city. Following breakfast then, we'll go to Lurgan to visit Brownlow House, which is also known as Lurgan Castle, which is a stunning country manor in Northern Ireland. And then we will continue for Banbridge. This is where we're going to enter the Linen Mill Studios for the Game of Thrones studio tour. So coming back to Judy's presentation, you're going to see all the entourage of the cast and all of the equipment that was used in the studio, which is really going to give an exciting tour. We then return to Armagh for dinner and overnight. Then the next day, we're going to go to the west. We're going to go towards, we're going to cross into the Republic of Ireland, and we're going to head off to the Atlantic coastal town of Sligo. Now, following this short sightseeing here and lunch at a local restaurant, we can then head on down the coast to Letterfrack again to visit DK Connemara oysters. I'm sure you'll remember that one if you joined our previous webinar. This is the most delicious looking oyster in the west of Ireland, and you must hop along there and sample some of this seafood. We then depart south for Galway for dinner and overnight stay. After a delicious breakfast, we're now going to go across to the Doolin Pier to take the Doolin ferry for the Aran Islands tour. And we're going to see this really spectacular scenery that we saw in the presentation earlier. We can also go out and visit the Cliffs of Moher from sea using the Cliffs of Moher ferry. So here we have today a very spectacular coastal scenery for your delight. And after an exceptional day out, we're going to return to Galway for dinner and overnight. From Galway, we're going to go to Kylemore for a visit to Kylemore Abbey and lunch. This is actually home to a Benedictine order of nuns for the past 100 years. And obviously, this is a large estate, very spectacular, very Instagrammable. And after this, we can continue east to Dublin for dinner and overnight. So this is this portion of this itinerary for Ireland here. From here, we can continue on to Dublin for sightseeing, and then we will go on towards Britain via the ferry to Holyhead, which then continues on to Manchester, Bristol, Stonehenge, and London. So itinerary 2, we can start in Dublin, okay? So we saw today this wonderful experience here, the Rowan Co Distillery. So what are we going to do? Following breakfast, we'll do our regular tour, which includes the key places to visit of St. Patrick's Cathedral and also the Instagrammable Dublin Castle. And then following lunch at local restaurant, we're going to go off to visit the Rowan Co Distillery. We're going to really try and appreciate the whiskey here. And certainly don't drink too much, because obviously after this, you can head along to the nearby Guinness Storehouse. Now, definitely make sure you pace yourselves, guys, okay? And finally, we then go for dinner at the local restaurant, followed by a stroll in the Temple Bar area before dinner and overnight. So plenty of beautiful scenic spots to take pictures of. The next morning, we're going to transfer to Stonyford, County Kilkenny, and here we're going to visit Melzard's Pub and a hurling experience. So we're going to enjoy lunch at this traditional Irish pub. We're going to take part in all the authentic experiences, including playing Irish musical instruments, also having a go at learning to play hurling, which is Ireland's Gaelic sport. So this is a very active day, and something you can definitely take photos of and put in your Instagram and say that you've done it. and then continue on to Kilkenny for a city tour, including entrance to Kilkenny Castle before dinner and overnight. And then continuing onwards, we're going to head south to Waterford. So again, from one of our previous webinars, you saw us, we went to Waterford Crystal for a factory tour. We can showcase the production of the crystalware. And then following lunch here, we can then depart for Cork, which is Ireland's second largest city. We'll enjoy a walking tour of this medieval town before dinner and overnight. The next day, we'll go across to the scenic rock of Cashel for again some spectacular photos and views. And then we'll take lunch at a local restaurant and head up to Kildare. And of course, travel and tourism wouldn't be travel and tourism without shopping. And here we can have our shopping excursion at the Kildare village as well to get out your latest fashion international brands. We then continue on to Dublin and overnight. This tour then could go up north to Belfast and continue with Belfast sightseeing and head off to Scotland, Glasgow and Edinburgh to make a round trip. So yeah, there's a lot you can do in Ireland in terms of scenery, in terms of experiences, in terms of things that you can buy for shopping, for souvenirs. And of course, there's plenty of things you can taste, you can drink, you can eat. So it's really a nation of really fantastic experiences. So for further information, of course, do look at our website, www.mickeytravel.hk, and of course, contact our sales team for any inquiries. So guys, before I come on to the quiz, I just want to have a quick bit of polling just to get your feedback about our webinar here. So first off, will you be sending travelers to Ireland in 2022? Yes, no, or maybe? Okay. So it's looking quite evenly split between yes and maybe. Just a little bit in favor, more in favor of the yes, looks like. So let me just share the results for that one. Okay, my next question for you is, will you be including the Game of Thrones studio tour in your itinerary? Yes, no, or maybe? Interesting, there's quite a few yeses. Excellent, lots of people are interested. Great stuff. Great stuff, so Judy will be happy with this. Let me just end the poll and share the result. Okay. And the next question, will you be including Doolin ferries, Cliffs of Moher, and Aran Islands cruises? Ah, there's a lot of yes here as well. There's a lot of interest in this. A lot of photographers, I guess. A lot of people like to take a few pictures. Great stuff. That's what I like to see. Okay, so yeah, mostly yes on that one as well. And then we've got the next one. Will you be including Rowan Co Distillery when you're coming to Dublin? Personally, I'll be coming. If I go to Dublin, I'm coming. It's just has to be done. And the fact that Guinness is next door is ideal. So I think that's it's done, it's sealed, it's decided. Okay, so there's a lot of yeses for this one as well. And then finally, for my preferences, there is, will you like to bring your groups and your travelers to try hurling and Malzard's pub? Excellent. There's a good deal of yes interest in Malzard's pub as well. And a few maybes as well. So this is looking good. Okay. And then finally, of course, the final always question that I have. Does this webinar inspire you to promote and sell Ireland? Excellent. Lots of yeses on that one. Yeses and a maybe. That's great. Excellent. Good stuff. All right. So finally, the quiz. It is time. It's my favorite part of the show. So I've prepared some questions today. Okay, for everybody out there, not too difficult. So of course, please get your fingers on the buttons. As usual, before you answer the question, please put your name, your company name, and the city that you're in, and then you can put the answer. So I'll ask the question, and then I'll say go, and you just put those three things together with the answer, and the first person that does that gets the prize. Of course, all the prizes for these webinars, €50 value in local currency at a shopping voucher for your country. Okay, so fingers on buttons. Ready, everybody? Oh, by the way, don't forget, it's for everyone because, yeah, you have to reply to everyone for the answer. Okay. Okay, my first question, everybody. Ready? What is the start point of the Doolin ferry excursion to the Aran Islands? Go. The start point as in the start place. Oh, I think everyone's got this a little bit confused. Okay. Okay, let me make the question easier, everybody. Sorry. Where is the pier of Doolin Ferry? Go. Okay, guys, I think this one I've made it a little bit too difficult for you, so I'll give you a different question in a minute, okay? So the answer I was looking for was actually Doolin Pier, because Doolin ferries depart from Doolin Pier. Anyway, never mind. We'll do the next question, okay? Next question. Which city is Rowan Co Distillery located? Go. Okay, let me scroll up because I see lots of correct answers. So, Celine, I think you can see this with me. Lawrence Ng from Reality Travel Services, Hong Kong. He's put Dublin. That's the first person I saw the answer correctly.
Yes, team is same from my side.
Okay, so Lawrence Ng. Okay, cool. Now, just to let you know, guys, it's one prize per person. So I'm sorry if you won a prize, please let's have somebody else have a go. Okay. Next question, everybody. Fingers on buttons. What sport can you play at Malzard's pub? Go. So let's see what we've got here. I believe I can see that Karen, Transworld Travel Pataling Jaya, is the first person. Is that what you see, Celine? Hurling?
Yes, it's same from my side. Congratulations to Karen.
Congratulations. Right. My last question then. How long was the Netflix series Game of Thrones in action for? Go. Judy mentioned it. Okay. So the answer was 10 years. And the first person to answer on my list is Nelly Chan of Mulan Travel. 10 years. Nelly Chan, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay. So everybody, thank you very much for taking part. Thank everybody in the Tourism Ireland to follow us with this wonderful journey for the last 8 months. Thanks also to all the presenters today, and looking forward to sending people to visit you in the future. So with all of that, thank you very much, Celine. Please play our outro video.
focus our eyes on the journey, stepping into the unknown, waving goodbye to